Yo, 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 yo. This is another dumbass podcast. This your boy Germ Life. Got clapping today, huh? We in here. Got my co-host over here.
29.
And you know Buck TV, everybody knows him. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody do not know me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Man, it's a celebrity.
Hey man, give him some clapping, man. We need some more clapping. Sound effects. Huh?
Huh? Turn them
Sound
on.
effects. Well, we in the game now.
That's what's up, man.
We in the pretty room. But yeah, what's the topic for today, Capo? Let's see what you got.
We're going to get into the history of this entertainment and music with South Carolina from where we from. We went to Houston last time we was here. So we're going to take it back to the home base. The first order of business is business. And a lot of people got a misunderstanding of like a lot of this shit that be going on. Personally, like the new media with this new media revolution, and you heard it here first. It's a media revolution going on, and we a part of it. Academics, he at the top of the food chain. Say cheese,
No jumper.
no jumper.
But damn boy Sharp.
Now,
Shout out to him.
Now, with business, when you got codes and people sticking to codes, this is business related. So you got to understand when you conducting business, it's codes in place. It's organizations being ran. So these people who not sticking to the codes of the organizations they are part of, this goes on everywhere. Police, blue code, do not tell. Don't tell on the people that you do your shit with. That's business. You gonna stop business. That ain't good business. So you know how you looked at? Everybody needs to look at a snitch the same way. Because imagine if you go into a restaurant and somebody's making your food and they just like, fuck it. I don't give a fuck about nobody else shit. I'm worried about my shit. They gonna fuck up your food. This is the kind of mentality a snitch even has. This is a mentality. Save they self.
Well, you know, I rarely stand on that topic because, you know, I look at it in a lot of multiple ways. Because a person can act like they built for something until they actually in that situation. You know,
Like going to fill out an application at McDonald's and knowing you're not good at being good with customer service.
I wouldn't say that.
Not knowing what you signed up for.
Yeah, or not just sticking to what you signed up for. A lot of times they just don't stick to it. Like when pressure will come to you, man, like just think about it like this.
They fold.
But you know, one of the excuses I've heard from snitches before is I didn't know. But again, I say it again. It's just like McDonald's. If you go to McDonald's and you fill out an application at McDonald's, McDonald's has an operation that they have going on. So if you don't understand and know about the operation of how McDonald's runs their shit, and you go in there doing the shit that you want to do, they're gonna get you the fuck out of there.
Okay, so have you read and in that analogy you just said, have you read the whole application when that comes? Most people don't.
Now that's most people's fault.
Them niggas just signed the paper, signed the contract
Because
just so
they
they can
want
get
the
that money. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
That's
majority of the people.
That's like a blanket thing on the average motherfucker, like record contracts.
Exactly.
Them niggas ain't reading what comes with that shit. They just want that check. Then when all the other shit go down after the fact, they want to start crying and complaining and trying to out shit.
Right.
So this is what people like me are here for. I'm here to help people avoid going into McDonald's and knowing that you are not built to work in McDonald's. You need to identify that before you do that.
Yeah.
I'm like, even people that's like in the hood, the projects, like you don't have to succumb to just everything that's around. You could do what the fuck you want to do.
Yeah. Don't
That's
be
it.
ashamed to be yourself is pretty much is what you're saying. And that's what a lot of people's problem is. Like they was ashamed to be themselves. And as young men growing up with single parents.
Like
You
young
know,
boys said, gangsters
boys.
being led wrong.
Well, like I said, a lot of
So
boys
they being taught that shit.
but a lot of boys have to be self-taught. They teaching themselves. Like we was teaching ourselves. So
Again, that's why people like me here
but
to
listen,
help people avoid that shit.
But listen to this.
Cause I got to be the daddy.
You have to, but
But there was a point in time you was led wrong. You feel me?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You know.
So I know. That's why I know.
Yeah.
exactly.
Cause shit, that's a lot of niggas. I was led wrong. You feel me? And I was trying to find out shit on my own, just like a lot of niggas, you know. And
And then when you have to make a choice that suits you, like for me, example, right? Before all that shit even went down with that Riverside shit back in the days, right? I already knew I wasn't one of them hang around ass niggas, like old Brandy ass
Brandy.
niggas. Yeah,
Brandy.
I'm not a Brandy.
And
I-
you
I
gonna
don't do it.
you introduce him to Brandy.
Just a a nigga that just come around like, oh, I got a great example, and I know a lot of us know these dudes. These dudes that just pop up right out of the blue.
Like 6'9".
Well, I don't know, but not him. I'm just talking about my reality of it. But they'll pop up out of the blue, and all of a sudden they cool with everybody you know. They got this, they got that, they got this, they got that. But they'll get all the way into your crew, figure out everything about you, and then demolish you some kind of way.
Sound like 6'9" to me.
Yeah,
Demolish
well,
you.
that's a good, 6'9" could be.
run off
then.
to another clique.
Yeah, run off to another clique and set up another clique. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
and put the drop on your clique with the other clique that you low key beefing with. And
man, I'm telling you, informants. Like, it's almost like an informant in a sense. But, yeah, I was never one of those. So I made a decision in my life when I was younger just to go ahead and work and grind and try to find something that fits me as, as a man growing up into the society. So
on that note, like them Brandy nigga, I was the nigga who would punish them niggas. I don't give a fuck who. I don't know you. You cool with you, German? I don't know you, nigga. Like
Exactly.
I was that nigga. If you a new, I don't know you, nigga. I don't give a fuck how cool you is with my partner, whoever. I don't know you, nigga.
Right.
Like, don't try to hang with me. I'm a clown you. I'm gonna talk shit to you in front of my partner, and my partner gonna be like, hey, man, chill out, bro. I'm like, man, fuck that nigga.
You see the muscle.
you'll
busting
go
out
in
the
on
shirt.
them just like that.
All
Yeah,
back.
Huh?
you know, because my instincts, my intuition tells me, nigga, you ain't been here. You gotta really show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That vibe check. You feel me? Like you know, a authentic motherfucker. But
Exactly. And and it don't even take long.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And it's real easy for me with men. It's just them damn women that's like, you just can't find
See,
how to decipher them motherfuckers.
see now. Within what we finna do is gonna be some mentions, and then it's gonna be like honorable mentions, because there's some people you gotta kind of go in detail about, like with the history and the stories, all this shit.
Mm-hmm.
The quote of the week, the quote of the week, ain't no mystery in my history.
Yeah.
Now it may be some mystery in some of these people's history, but again, I got another quote for you. I can't vouch for these other niggas, but I could vouch for me.
Like that.
Yeah.
Did you make that one up?
No, that's Juvie.
Like that.
Yeah. 400 degrees.
Oh, okay.
Real hot boy.
Yeah. So,
Hey.
go ahead.
So my first cameo on the way to being Cameo King began with P. Watts and P. Azo. Who shot that video? Anybody know who shot that video?
I forgot that nigga.
Fuck is that nigga name?
I don't know. That nigga was ugly in the motherfucker.
Ugly, big, ugly ass nigga.
Me and that, it was actually P. Wat's cousin. Me and that nigga got into it on set. Like I was filming the behind the scenes.
Who? Who was P. Watts' cousin?
The director, some nigga from up top.
Oh, so some just ass nigga, somebody just.
Yeah, he came down trying to be on his like high horse director shit. He in the South, like these country ass niggas.
Yeah.
And I'm in there with with my camera doing the behind the scenes shit. And he like, hey, everybody got to get out of here. And I'm like, you know.
When we was in the house shooting that first scene.
Yeah. And you know, everybody, I get the other people. I'm like, I'm here doing the job. I got paid. I got hired to film the behind the scene. Nigga, hey, you too. I'm looking at this nigga like, nigga, I ain't going no fucking way, nigga. I got paid to be here, nigga. What the fuck you talking about? You talking about them nigga?
And then you know,
And
remember
don't get
that
it, and don't get
energy
it,
too.
and
Nah, I
don't get it
remember the
twisted.
energy. I remember that energy.
I'm the humblest nigga. I'm the quiet and shit when we first meet. But when you try to like disrespect me and try to check me type shit, now we going to a whole nother gorilla mode. Like, nigga, I don't give a fuck who you is. Like, don't disrespect no man.
No.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And you can't go in nobody else.
Yeah, that nigga was so
shit.
funny ass nigga. When I seen him, I was like, man, he old funny ass. He ain't, you know what I mean?
But anyway, yeah.
But that's where that shit began at with P. Watts, Piezo, Pacino, Dino, grown man. And we had another special feature, another guest feature. Jason Weaver.
Oh, Jason Weaver, boy.
Jason Weaver is a legend.
A solid dude too.
He one of them people that get the forever money. You know, he one of the people that get the forever money. So you gotta go. If you don't know who Jason Weaver is or none of the shit with the story, he was just on 85 South. He just did an interview with 85 South, and he kind of went into a little bit of the details with that shit.
And you know what's so crazy? Me and him was sitting on the side of that video talking, right? Mm-hmm. And just talking to that fool, man, he just on some regular, like...
Yeah, man.
Hey, but he funny, man, and he just kicking like he was just kicking it around, walking around like it wasn't nothing around all of us.
Every way, though.
Yeah, man, and it was like, oh, man, he's like, he's a real star that actually doesn't even act like it to me. You know what I'm saying? He's a real people person. I miss him.
And he's one of them stars that he's not like all the other. He's not looked at like all the other stars. Mm-hmm. That's the thing too. A lot of people be looked at like the star, and that create the situation that they gotta move like a star. Mm-hmm. Like he kind of moved like that because he really not treated like that.
Mm-hmm. Nah, you know he was more so of a childhood star, right?
Right.
So you know,
OG.
He done grew up. So you know, you don't. You got to think when you get captured on camera at that particular age,
right?
You stuck there. They only see that kid. When you grow up, motherfucker, like, oh, that's that nigga. You know what I'm saying?
That's kind of biased though. It's biased by us.
It's fucked up.
You have to have two lives. You have to actually.
Well, I wouldn't say that about Jason Weaver though.
What?
That he was just a childhood star, because he was in a lot of movies.
See, now boom, now check it. That goes into what I was finna say. He had to live two full lives to actually get to that second level with trying to make people understand like he wasn't just a childhood star.
Yeah. Because
you know what I'm saying?
That T.I. movie he was in, he was a super player in that. I give him his props on that.
And when we talking about. And I'm talking about that particular time, because that P. Watts grown man was before that ATL shit.
Right,
so,
right before it.
Yeah. So
how long ago was that? Like how many years ago was that?
Grown man?
Yeah.
Damn. Man.
Oh, we got to do our math. We got to do our math right quick.
That had to be
09?
Yeah, around 08, 09, something like that.
Got to be. Let me see.
Cause me and Ron did the Riverside car show. I think right before that.
This was 12 years ago.
Yeah, bro, that jump was a long time. I think it might have been 2003.
Nah.
It ain't that long?
Nah.
12 years. Is that video even up?
Yeah, it's up. It just pulled up.
Oh, okay.
Bruh,
I was trying to find it behind the scenes.
Now check it out. It had to have been longer than 12 years ago, because I think I seen the video and it was post 16. Was it 16? It might have been 12.
Man, I remember. Yeah.
No, that shit say 14.
Yeah, bro.
The behind the scenes say 14.
Yeah, bro. That might have been like 2004, 2005. Because when I think about it, I was in Copperfield when that happened.
Boom. This is the beginning of the South Carolina music scene for me, because I'm not gonna go into the other personal history, but I got personal history that dates within music that dates further back before 14 years ago. So I have a lot of experience within the entertainment and music industry, which is gonna kind of lead us into the latter part of what we discussing. So
15.
Piezo, P Watts, then you got the tree. It's like a tree from all of this. Piezo, then his association with P Troy, the stuff he did with Shy Money, Twin D.
Shout out to my boy Twin.
So that's 15 years. So what you see now from what's going on with the music. Hold on, let's continue to go back now. Let's continue to go back. Around that time, you had Mr. Black.
Now that's way back.
Yeah, I was about to say that shit. Yeah, when you start doing history,
Mm-hmm.
that shit go back.
Right back.
Keep going.
Yeah,
see. Now
'Cause
that's the part about where I'm not personally connected to where it started with me.
Oh man, that's
So
you
now,
know-
what was the era of Mr. Black? Because this was around JD, So Def, The Brat, the Lil Bow Wow. This was Lil Bow Wow. Bow Wow is Bow Wow now.
One of my homeboys always he really know the story. Dirty Don from Ridgewood. He
shout
know
out,
the
shout
story.
out my dog Don.
Yeah, he actually been around that time. You know what I'm saying? He was messing with So Def.
And you from Sacramento now too, nigga.
Yeah, and
You from here, but you from Sacramento too.
but yeah, I
Shout
don't know
out to
how
Sac.
I wouldn't speak on that one because I don't know. But as far as Piezo go, man, it goes like in that era it was Piezo, Collard Green, Lil Rue, Mr.
Collard
Flip.
Green, bro.
Bruh.
Collard Green is, to me, Collard Green is one of the most innovative artists to come from South Carolina.
Man, and it's so bad that people just, and for a genuine person, he's definitely a genuine person, and people just hated on him just because he was genuine. Like
yeah,
that.
'cause he ain't been no super street thugged out nigga. Like everybody be tripping. That shit
They
used
took
to
advantage of that shit.
Man, bruh, that shit was so messed up. And then the crazy thing is, right?
But he a cool ass, he a real ass nigga. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I fuck with Collard Green, man.
Man, ain't never, bro. That
All
man don't
authentic.
pose no threat to nobody.
Authentic.
man.
Yeah. You chilling with bro, he gonna buy a drink. He gonna
Yeah.
get fucked up. You feel me?
Solid, and they hated on him like
Have
that.
fun, yeah.
Shout
And-
out Collard Green.
And that's what
Before it was cool to be yourself, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like they, everybody wanted to be super thugged out. Oh, you ain't no real.
yeah,
I'm
bro,
like,
he
bruh.
was almost one of those people who, like how Atlanta is with all of the innovators and the creators and the
Yeah,
he was
he
almost
creative.
the whole Atlanta himself.
Yeah.
Before that shit,
producer,
was what it was. It
engineer,
was all that shit. Yeah.
artist. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, and even further back, I know we kind of, around that metro area, there was I remember when I'm from the Low Country, so there was this guy named Sab Young. He not from the Low Country, but I remember the DJ B.
He from
Lord.
Florence, right?
Yeah, he's from
Yeah.
somewhere around there with B. Lord, because we used to get the mixtapes back home,
Yep.
and Sab Young was that cat. And you talking about?
I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you how I'm connected to that. Right.
Mhm.
In 2011, I believe, I created an entertainment company called Rise and Shine. One of the people who helped found it with me was one of my homies who was locked up at the time. He's still locked up, and he was one of the artists that he was telling me to reach out to because he got some type of connections to up top.
Talk about Sab.
Sab.
Hey, Sab was
And
super
Sab was
hard, bro.
Sab was a good artist.
And that's B. Lord. That was B. Lord artist back in the day, I think.
yeah.
So
And
man,
Big Ish.
Yeah,
Big Ish.
Piezo
My
actually
dog
had
Big Ish.
did.
Shout out Big Ish.
Me and Piezo went to the studio with
Ish.
Sab back in the day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they
Okay.
did. I think they did a song. If I ain't mistaken, because Piezo was messing with B. Lord and all them back in the day like that. So I remember Sab from that. Pacino Dino, Double Crosser, Killer Skip, Mr. Taylor. Like I done known all these boys personally. So it's like I'd have had, and we done had a bunch of bullshit too going on through a lot of the shit. But
Yeah.
it's like.
Oh yeah, all
The
of
one-
that. I mean, yeah, right.
The
All
one
that
thing that I liked about Charleston though, Charleston support their artists.
Yeah, they pop. They be popping over there.
Yeah.
It's like the shit be funny. Like
It's like his own shit though.
yeah,
It is.
it's South Carolina, but they got they're their own
Lane. And y'all,
It's
but
like-
no,
it's like
almost like
Queasy.
all y'all down there though,
Mm-hmm.
in y'all own lane. It's like it goes down to where you at.
Where the part where I'm from ain't shit.
I'm talking about the style.
It's kind of
Not
like
the
it's,
pe-
it's
not-
kind
I'm
of
talking
like
about
how
like the
Queasy.
Nah, that shit is outside of Charleston too.
Yeah.
So you like because the shit that I was doing was basically cultivating some new shit just for my particular area. You feel me? Because Charleston was still like I was more so closer to Savannah, so we was more so like camouflage, and them niggas really popped off in my area. Like we was right by the border. Savannah probably like 30 minutes, 15 minutes away, depending on what part.
Wasn't that dude by y'all?
Who?
What's his name from down that way? And nobody never talk about him. What's his name? Nick Cannon or some shit like that.
Nick Cannon.
It's something like that. He from down Waterboro or something like that.
Okay, Waterboro. Waterboro like a little about a good 30 minutes. Up from
north.
me. Yeah.
So I can't remember his name, but he was real tight, bro. Nobody never speaks about him.
What's his name?
It was Nick something, man.
Oh, I interviewed that boy.
What's his name?
I interviewed he on the fucking.
I was just about to say, I think I had heard about it from you.
Damn.
You know exactly what I'm talking about now.
I interviewed the nigga, yo.
Bro,
Hold up. Damn.
Bro, that boy got some bars, man.
Nick Grant.
Nick Grant. That's his name.
Hey,
Nick Grant.
I remember Nick Grant.
Grant.
He was like more of a like a
Yeah.
lyricist, right?
That's what's up.
Hold up.
Nick Grant was a lyricist, right?
Super lyricist. Yeah.
He
He remind
dope.
me in the lane of J.
Nas.
Cole.
What he
J.
got
Cole
going on now?
Yeah.
He's still making music now?
I don't know. I ain't
Yeah.
gonna hold you. I ain't been keeping up. Of
And
course
that's-
he a music. Yeah, that nigga ain't stopping.
But see, he came up in that era that I'm telling people about, the hate era. You know what I'm saying? Instead of collabing
but
with
you know,
people.
he broke out to the A.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he broke out early in.
See, and we
You know
gonna
what I'm
get
saying? And that was good he
we gonna
did.
get to that in about 5 or 10 minutes too, on how we ended up, like me personally and the people who I was associated with got connected, and we was doing the whole stuff with A. But go back to like Green Street. Green Street was Hood Hard.
Oh yeah. That's right. Hood Hard is what's the girl? Callie then? What's her name? Callie, wasn't it?
I think Callie, and it was another girl. It was Callie and somebody
Yeah,
else.
Hood Hard was a classic in
where
South
they-
Carolina.
Where
Super
were they
classic.
based out of?
Green Street, I think.
It was in the net.
That was in Columbia.
Okay.
Yeah, right down at Green Street. I'm trying to think of what was the record company name.
Jelly
was.
Tight.
Jelly Tight. That's hey boy. Jelly Tight was cranking it up, and then they had that club, bro.
Oh yeah. Hey, so
Over there.
that's when I first moved to Columbia.
Yeah.
Like, I started following Piezo and
Yeah,
shit. That's when
'cause
that nigga throwing I put
Hey,
that shit in the video.
That was in the video. That was the Cold World video.
Okay, yeah.
That is a
Bruh,
classic.
that was a hard
Where
concept.
that
Whole
club was
world
at?
is a
That was on
classic.
Goddess Fair.
Okay.
That was Green Street. That was Jelly Tight.
Okay. I remember
them boys
that
was
shit
balling
that shit
back
like
then.
a plaza or something, like a
Yeah.
old grocery
A
store.
grocery store.
Yeah.
You remember how we went through that bitch?
Yeah,
Man, that shit
yeah.
felt like that shit felt like Belly when we went through that motherfucker.
Look.
04, 03 or some shit.
Yeah.
I want to give a round of applause to Cold World, man. Piezo, man. Nobody
Yeah.
still has matched a flow as versatile and unique
That's
as what
that's
he
a
put together at that time.
that's a
Man.
classic.
Man, super classic, man. That's probably like, and that's what makes me so mad is like, how did the young kids never heard that song?
Time keep moving.
Yeah, time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Too
it's
much
moved.
stuff get piled on. There's
Yeah.
too much shit going on.
Cause boy, but still, you got stuff from like,
If P would have popped off like how he's supposed to, that shit would have been a classic, like a in the club type shit. You know what I'm saying?
And
Like
see-
one of those type records.
and that's why I be trying. I never asked them about the Shy Money thing, but I be like, man, whatever happened with that? You know what I'm saying?
That Shot Money situation.
Yeah.
He was Shot Money is the
We'll try to-
president
we'll try to-
or
we're
was
gonna
the
try to-
president. I don't know if he's still the president
Nah,
of G Unit.
he got rid of
but,
his ass.
But in the beginning, he was the he was the
50
president.
Don't be playing for
Yeah,
50
yeah,
Cent.
yeah.
Ain't nothing to play with, nigga. That's my dog.
Yeah, he was the president of G Unit when it first popped off, when 50 first took off, and Piezo. You know, that ain't my situation to speak on like that, but from what I know of, like, yeah, Piezo was there.
Yeah,
Like,
he was in
right,
New York.
right when he was basically staying with the nigga working. You know what I'm saying? Putting it like recording, putting in work type shit.
I remember going in the studio one day and going to go record some songs. And what group was Hollow Tip a part of?
He was the Ken folks.
Kinfolk.
Mm-hmm.
I never seen somebody deliver a verse. So this shit was like I don't know, man. It was like watching Bob Ross paint.
And you know what's so cool about him, Hollow Tip? See, me and Hollow Tip went to Alcon together. He was always like that. I mean, he can come
Full
off
of
his
energy.
head.
Yeah,
He can come off with his
on the
head
spot.
with anything. Yeah, he was
That nigga
always
was
like
different,
that.
boy.
Yeah, he
That
was
some
a real
different
dude.
shit.
But yeah, but going back to Piezo up in New York. See, he did a song. He was doing songs with a dude named P Dap at the time.
I remember P Dap.
Which was Shot Money artist, and we got to meet him. He was real cool. Then all of a sudden, we back to Columbia with the bullshit, and then that's when the Riverside shit kicked off. And you know what it was with the Riverside? It was like, okay, once he dropped Ride for That and had that Cold World on there that my boy Buck right here shot.
And see, I think all of that is kind of that, and then along with his little brother, kind of influenced the whole next wave of like
Music.
what came from here.
Man,
And then
Teezy
that's
was on a
see,
whole nother
I'm
level at that
gonna
time.
kind of do some honorable mentions, and then we're gonna go into like what happened to lead into what's going on right now, because there's a lot of motion going on right now with the music, especially from where we came from. Like it was a lot of people doing stuff, but now it's on a different level.
Yeah. And I think the difference between that time and this time is like it was a lot of everybody want to be the boss with no kind of they can give no kind of direction. When, you know, as an artist, you stay in the artist lane. As a manager, you stay in the manager lane. You know, as a record promoter, you stay in your lane.
And then, you know, at that time,
Structure.
at that time, like a lot of people wasn't connected to stuff being where we was from, and then a lot of people were trying to figure stuff out. People were inserting people in the jobs that they weren't really ready to like be functional to do.
Yeah, they didn't know their task. They didn't know the actual task for that particular job title. You know what I'm saying? Not even just saying the title, but the duties for that job title. Like, what are you supposed to be doing? You know, so it was kind of a mixture of everybody trying to act like they know more than the next motherfucker,
Right.
versus like if you do know more, like help structure everybody duties so that everything, you know, delegate the services so the shit can move forward.
Right. So now I got a question for you because as Buck TV, you had to deal with other people and put them in different jobs and categories and different things of that nature. In your beginning, did you try that at least?
I've been trying that shit from the jump, but it's when you're dealing with a bunch of people who don't understand,
And why would you think they don't
understand, overstand, understand, they don't know shit.
Man.
It's just more so about them seeing something from the end aspect of it,
Right.
but not knowing what it took to put that shit that they're seeing together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, well, such and such did it like this. You seen when they be on TV like nigga, you don't know how many people
It took to do that.
to set that up and the position they playing, the connection they got. You know what I'm saying? What type of like legal attorneys and shit, and you know what I'm saying? Like it's so much shit. You know, just having an attorney, they got the connects with the industry. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of niggas, when you dealing with that street shit, you dealing with a lot of middlemen. This middle nigga connected to that middle nigga that's connected to another middle nigga that's connected to.
Yeah,
You know, so then you get stuck in this loophole trying to put on a front or a show for everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now you stuck.
Brandies.
Yeah. So you want to be this boss person. Everybody looking at you. You on stage now. Everybody looking at you. So now you like, I'm gonna just stay moving just to act like I'm doing something. But you ain't even doing what the fuck you supposed to be doing because you don't know what the fuck to do.
exactly.
Look.
And one thing about this about a boss, right? Well, a boss or owner, however y'all want to put it, that's not the person that's on stage. That's not the person that's in front of everything. That's not the person that's, glittering. You know what I'm saying? Disco balling, just want to dance.
P. Diddy.
I want to show off my pretty
Run
outfit.
the
You know?
city.
Those are the workers.
Nah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, even when it comes to entertainers, it's like
And
you're
not
an
in, a bad,
entertainer.
not in a bad way. I'm not
Nah,
saying it in a bad
it's,
way.
It's
Everybody
just
is,
your title. It's your title.
Right.
Like, you have to understand your title. Like, people don't do that. And for the greater good of the whole the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? They won't understand their title and stick to their place. And then you got a lot of pocket watching, which is what I call it. Is when somebody see you might be getting a little bit more attention or whatever, and they feel like they could take your position over.
Man, I've been dealing with that. I know a lot of people deal with that. You know, like nigga, we just working. We trying to, elevate this shit. We ain't trying to stay here. So, when I elevate or step up to the next level, don't look at me on something like, oh, I'm trying to outdo. Like, nigga.
Yeah,
like if you want to outdo your position in this whole masterpiece right here, and then make the whole shit go up. Because if you can always shine in the organization, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, this nigga, that's the baddest motherfucking promo nigga, or that's the baddest accountant in the, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
you whatever you do, just do the best at what you doing. Stop trying to do what the fuck I do.
Exactly.
You feel me? Like,
Exactly.
let me do what I do over here. You do what you do over there, and it's benefiting the whole shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But
and I can't understand. I never could understand that
But
in our
look,
time.
Look,
That's
I'm,
teaching.
I'm gonna say some names for like some honorable mentions, and y'all can pick something from one of the names that I say, and then we're gonna go into where we at right now as far as like what's going on with the music and the entertainment and all that shit. You got Lily, Bad. Y'all remember Lily?
Mhm.
You got the whole Quantum era. You got Juice going up to Charlotte, taking kind of like a little bit of the sound and stuff and going to Charlotte, still the Carolinas.
Talking about AJ.
AJ.
Okay.
Cuzco, he's then and now. Cuzco a part of then and now. You got Nay. She got I still say classic. She could drop that shit again if she want to. I ain't.
They used to do music.
I ain't gotta lie. That was a hit.
Yeah. Oh
I ain't
yeah,
gotta
she did
lie.
have a record.
Oh yeah, I did hear that.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah,
So,
yeah. Damn.
The BMF effect. It was a whole BMF effect that played a part in what was going on with the entertainment and shit a long time ago too. That a lot of people. That's more so on some street shit though.
Yeah.
BCF again, just a part of like everything with the movement of the entertainment and shit. Y'all remember Trey Pleasing? They got a podcast and shit too. I seen that shit. He from down the road, 48. Ja Bless, Hello Kitty. He had a hit. He had an engineer that's somewhere working.
Damn, I remember. I remember, bro. Damn,
Who you talking
you
about?
bringing up Job Bless.
Ja Bless.
Oh yeah. Ah, damn.
This that
totally
back in that
smoked
08.
I got Jay Ward. I got the
Yeah, Jay Ward, my dog.
whole Barnyard era.
Dirty Don in them.
And Lil Rue.
Yeah. Little Rue. Rue.
Yeah, that
What?
that was
What?
that was
What?
another
What's
that was
going on with Lil
another
Rue?
that was another
Uh,
situation of that street shit.
no,
street
that
niggas.
sucker shit.
Yeah, well,
Just keep it real.
yeah,
That was
like-
some sucker shit.
Yeah.
What happened?
Man, the niggas can't stick together to keep the money. That's what
Bruh,
happened.
that
Just being
he
suckers.
got the deal, right? Nationwide. Who was with like Atlantic or not Atlantic? Columbia or Capital.
Def Jam.
Was this what
Def Jam.
was this what Charlemagne was a part of?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. He was plugged in. He's introduced the situation, got it set up, right?
He really Riverside the situation.
Yeah, I mean,
No,
keep it real.
like
He ain't
that.
put no Riverside in it.
Hey,
Well,
I
like
mean,
that.
come on, everything,
Like that.
every situation is a Riverside situation, especially,
Oh, okay.
especially when you
He
start.
got a little. Hey, he impressed me with his skills of being a Riverside now. Huh?
He been around. He been around some Riverside nigga when he was like I'm fake this,
Damn
fake
right.
that, like throwing that shit. Like, yeah,
Hey, boy, we the best at knowing how to jack a nigga with no gun at all. We don't jack him with no guns.
Hey.
We never do that.
Hey, but yeah, he that come with the game, right? Getting the deal. You gonna get Riverside in the beginning, right? And that little beef went down with them and Charlemagne, right? But the other part is the other artists, they was hating on.
Man.
That's all the fuck it was. They try to be like, oh, it's because of a female, such and such. I'm like, bro, man, these hoes for everybody, dog.
Man, I don't know why that even be a part of it.
I tell them straight, I don't give a fuck. You can all of my niggas can hit my bitch. I don't give a fuck, but I don't trust them hoes, nigga. Like, let's get this money.
Yeah.
Them hoes gonna be there.
Right. Right.
like to get the money. Like, bro, you know what type of situation it could have been right now if
it had been a
everybody like
supportful situation, yeah.
instead of the hating everybody working with, bro,
yep.
bro would have been putting you on all the features. More industry nigga would have been discovering all the talent.
And you know what? You know what? To me, honestly, now that I think about it, it's been one, and then it's been several situations like that held us back, like as far as South Carolina going to a different level within the music and the entertainment industry.
Yeah, because it's all about clicks. Everybody wanted their click to be.
And I ain't even, but I ain't mad at the click part, right?
No.
It's more so like, nigga, run with that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you nigga can really. The thing about even any industry, like even on the majors, right, or the music shit, when niggas get on, a lot of artists don't really manage other artists because they don't know the fucking business themselves.
I don't think artists should be managing other artists.
Well, you know how niggas be like, you know how niggas
like, I don't think artists should be even signing other artists.
Exactly. Yeah.
I agree with you on that.
And especially if you an artist right now,
Right.
like nigga, if you retired, that's one thing, right?
Right.
But if you an active artist and you trying to sign another artist, you always gonna be overshadowing your fucking artist. You know what I'm saying?
Or don't have time for them.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, like, you know, that shit is stupid. But I get it. Niggas want to be a part of or want to attach themselves to that
Brandy.
shit. But yeah.
Yeah, it's yeah. I don't like that neither. But I definitely like when it comes to
It's like LeBron trying to go to the fucking to join with everybody and try to win the championship.
But-
Nigga, do that shit by yourself, nigga.
But this is the thing with the difference between the Rennie Rucci, Black Zach, and my boy Mister.
Boom. That's the transition into what's going on right now and who are the people who you see and be like, this South Carolina on an entertainment music standpoint.
And this is what I always tell you too. I say I love the way Mac move because you got to get away from here. You can't be accessible as a rapper or entertainer. You cannot
Mr.
be
International.
but you still can't be accessible to them every day.
Right.
And that's what I was trying to get in the PAs where we can't be out in the colonies and 48 and down the road. Shout out to my boy Yachty too. We forgot to say
Oh,
Yachty.
yeah, Yachty.
You know, Yachty was
Yachty.
Kush, man, my damn boy.
Yeah.
So-
yeah.
But like we can't be like that. You know what I'm saying? And you can't spread yourself thin, is what I was thinking at that time. So it kind of that if you're gonna do that, everybody should push everybody.
But you know what? This is why I don't agree with that, right? I don't agree with that because we're in a different era. You don't even need to go anywhere to be seen and to be heard and to push nothing.
No, that's why I was speaking on the era I came from.
Yeah, that era you had to step out.
You had to.
All right.
You had to sell CDs
now,
out the trunk.
Now it's like, you know.
We really sold CDs out the trunk.
Yeah.
I really
Real.
did that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like so.
DJ screwed that shit.
And that's what you see. You brought up my next analogy, the Texas movement. If you look at their movement, right, regardless if they even liked each other, they pushed each other.
It was an understanding.
It was understanding to get the whole thing out.
Just like majority of the other races, right?
Mm-hmm.
Them boys, even if they don't fuck with each other, they have disagreements and shit. They still make sure business get done properly,
Exactly.
and everybody collect their check and move forward.
Exactly, because it's still about your
Niggas, oh fuck this nigga, I ain't
man. It's
screwing
all about
shit.
being one of.
See, look. That made me think about the situation. And again, I told you I was gonna come back to this. The situation that we had with my people in Atlanta, the duct tape situation. We had. I'm gonna name the people like Deezy, Nietzsche. Now Nietzsche, I want everybody to know. Every time you hear I Mix Nation for real, that's Nietzsche. He was with us. That's my dog. So you got Deezy, Nietzsche, and to me, Nietzsche was probably like the most talented artist out of all of us. Nietzsche, then over the Mac, you got Mac, Deezy. You know what Mac and Deezy doing now, and I always said that we would be here doing what we doing now. Then you got Allie. Then you got Trub.
Yeah, Trump a shot out to him, man. R.I.P.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we would have kept doing what, and some people stopped doing music. Some people kept going. Mac, Deezy, Trub continued to do music when he was here, but
Mm-hmm.
we would have kept things together. It's like people love stuff like that. Like with the Hot Boys, they love groups. They love groups that stick together. The Migos, like people like drama, but deep down inside, people love for people to stick together.
Okay, so what would you say in that scenario you was in with duct tape, right? What would you say was the underlying issue of that, the splits even happening?
I wouldn't even necessarily say it was a split. It's more so about like people being grown and living their life. So people being grown and living their life, people have different perspectives of stuff, and it calls people to just move in like different directions. It don't necessarily mean people don't fuck with each other or nothing like that. It's just people are doing different shit. People grown.
No, I get it, and that's what, and it goes back to the AJ analogy of like the races, right? Regardless,
Like skin races.
no, just race. Like right now, like how everybody go at the Jews for owning in Hollywood, right? They don't like everybody. All of them don't like each other. They make sure their money get to each other families.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So when I see that happen, and just from being the outside looking in, it's like something is everybody just wants to be the boss, man, and they just need to stick to what they do and stop, because you're gonna elevate if you continue to do whatever you do. You're gonna elevate into the best version of you. So,
But
where
that I ain't mean to cut you. The whole purpose on that whole, like having that system, you have to create a system versus just like, hey, let's do this, right? And then everybody like that, in the beginning, everybody will come around and start, but like, all right, what to do next?
right.
Then everybody start trying to do the same shit. More so versus like, all right, let's come together and put together this structure, this system from top to bottom. How many people we need, what each title gonna be, and how long it's gonna take us to get this shit done.
Because I believe it's important for what Germ said. I believe it's important for everybody to be a boss. So with what you said, if you have a system in place that allows everybody to be the boss, you can still come up with the same results.
Exactly,
It's
because
called company structure.
everybody work their way up and work their way out to where we can replace those positions with new talent, new workers, and then we can branch off.
Right.
You can have your setup, but we all still connected.
And then I want to say this about music, the streets, music in the streets. Music as like being an artist and being in the streets. The streets is the internet now. Both of these are the same thing. Everything that's going on in the streets is going on the internet. Like, I don't know why, but it is. But these are transitions. These are transitional jobs. This like when you get out of high school and you go to McDonald's. This is not shit you do forever.
No, hell
You
no.
can do stuff to where you can reap the benefits of what you did forever, but you can't do this shit forever.
Yeah.
So you got to transition into the next shit. Always be thinking about what the next shit is.
Exactly. Which means you gotta allow yourself to learn. Take your time and learn exactly what you're doing versus you okay, like we went back to the artist signing the artist. You're still an artist. Have you fully developed your artist craft yet before you go try to develop another artist? You haven't. So don't do it. And don't be over here watching the CEO because he got this or got that and thinking you want to be him too.
Or you want his money.
You want his money.
Yeah.
You don't know what
this
he
nigga
doing.
eating off me. Like, nigga, what?
See, soon I think I'm
You know what I mean?
Soon I think I'm gonna be ready to make the transition into working with artists and doing stuff behind the scenes. And I had a chance to work with Bankroll Jew. Bankroll Jew, he came to my knowledge like a few months ago and stuff. I had seen him and shit, but I kind of just told him I ain't had the time. I didn't have the time to do what I know I would have needed to do for you as far as like working with you and shit and what I would have wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? I wanna push a motherfucker. I want a motherfucker to be whatever it is they say they want to be.
Well, I'm kind of more so of this. If I see somebody that's an artist and say, like you said, use a real artist developer or something, I take them to them before I waste their time on me trying to, develop him to be something that I might be. That's just my vision. I'd rather give him to a person that knows it factually.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Versus me trying to do it on my own.
And that's kind of similar, I think, to how the Charlemagne play was. Like Charlemagne ain't no music industry cat, but he knew somebody, but he just wanted his cut off of like a finder's fee.
Yeah. Which ain't.
So
I'm
he
not
wasn't
mad at
wrong,
him on
right?
that.
Yeah, so
I'm not mad at
so
him.
telling you it wasn't a Riverside, it was a soft Riverside.
Yeah, it was just a play. But then what I don't like is how they did Headhunters. I don't like that. Like, you know, Lil Bo and damn, what's his damn 9 Mil. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, I want to get them up here so they can explain that.
so
shit.
you know, I didn't like how that situation turned out with them. And plus, like, and for real though, they did have the city backing them a little bit. So I will give them
I
that.
fuck with them boys.
Yeah, hell yeah, I do. Them niggas, them my boys. But what I'm saying is like how they messed them up out the deal. Cause Collard Green would have probably carried that torch like on some. Cause I could see his music would have been
Lil Broad.
Broad. I was
Yeah.
about to say Lil Broad.
And I was about to say, look, forgot about Broad. You got Broad over there. You know, they
Talent.
had
They had the
real
talent.
talent.
Had the
Yeah,
talent.
yeah. They had a real team, man. And then for
I just want to know, do you mind?
and
Niggas
for
had some hits,
Lil
bro.
Rue to drop the ball on the team like that though. That's what really crushed me with him, bro. Like you dropped the ball
And
on the
see,
team.
I'm interested to understand how these situations be playing out. Like with Lotto. Like Lotto just took a song and she sampled Lil Root Nasty song.
Mm-hmm.
So with what you said, something that has so much like so much different shit going on, like with different people and the cuts and who's, you know what I'm saying? Like how did that play out with her sampling the song?
I mean, at the end of the day, with that music shit, if whoever owns the publishing owns the rights, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if they, gave him permission to use it, even though Lil Rue made the song, he owned the lyrics,
Yeah.
right? He wrote the lyrics. The producer 9 Mil, I think, made him. So him and Lil Rue own that song together, unless they and then you got the publishing. Whoever controlled the majority. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what? I want to say 9 Mil on that beat, all that. I think he owned the beat.
Of
Him
course,
and Bo.
if he
Him
made,
and Lil Bo.
if he made that shit, and the label, you know what I'm saying, they own that shit, you know what I'm saying. So, it's, as far as that, all the rights and shit, and splits or whatever,
Yeah.
you just find out who owns the publishing. That's it.
Yep.
And that's who control that shit. Just let somebody sample or use the sample.
Like that.
Yeah, as simple as that. And they be like, yeah, you can use it, but I want
Cash Doll used it in 2019.
60%.
Cash Doll used it in 2019 and Lotto used it in 2022.
Yeah, so
Tell
they making money off that shit.
Yeah. that's
Forever.
good. Yeah.
That, bro, once a record go nationwide, that shit is forever.
I heard it in Texas, nigga, when I was in the oil field.
Bro, New York, LA, wherever I was at, they were playing that shit. I was like, yeah, that shit went nationwide. Like,
He's definitely got a classic that's always
bro,
out.
it's the system. Once you on a major and that shit is a hit record,
And he was on Def Jam at
yeah,
that time.
that shit was on major radio all over the nation. So that shit,
Boy, I'm gonna tell you, on that album, he had a hard ass song with Rick Ross too.
yeah.
That they never
But it ain't
put
got
out.
pushed.
Man.
You gotta think about it. It can be crazy hard ass records, but if they don't
Yeah.
get that backing behind it, that radio push power,
Yeah, I still feel like if he would have did that album with Headhunters and then had Rick Ross on that shit, I believe that he would have got a way better outcome than what.
So
actually
look,
happened.
we kind of went over the stuff that's going on now, and we went over more stuff that went on before. Where are we trying to go to? Where do we see the stuff going to? Because I still feel like what we doing, it's like we're behind. It still feel like everything that we as like, I'm talking about a collective, like the artist, engineer, whatever. Like it's certain people that done changed the game. And again, I'm gonna give some honorable mentions. iMix Nation. Like what he doing and the way he's doing it, he's being innovative. Jetson, the baby was connected to Jetson when he took off at the time he did, and this was after Deezy got locked up.
Boy, they done blackballed the hell out of the baby.
Same, yeah, man.
Damn, they blackballed the hell out of him.
But-
Like, what happened actually for him to get that? Damn.
A collective of
I think that
incidents.
was that. I
Yeah,
think
he was wilding out a little too much.
That's what I'm saying. It's a box, bro. So even if like, I'm telling it, this is you as an artist. Even as an artist, if you trying to be on the level of like the baby, these people, you have to be a certain way.
You got you gotta have that it factor, and you gotta play the role.
Yeah.
You gotta do the work.
It's a game.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, you know, nigga, you gonna have to miss meals. You gotta stay on the fly. You gonna lose a shitload of sleep. Like I said,
Now, these are sacrifices.
Yeah.
What he talking about is exactly
Yeah.
what people be trying to say. But you gonna have to sacrifice something.
Nigga, you gonna miss meals. You gonna lose sleep, and you gotta look happy.
I got to be happy. Even when
you gotta play
stand
at
life.
all times. You on the go, moving. It ain't no relaxing, because once you get in the door, guess what? It's another level now. Now you got to turn on the jet fuel.
Yeah.
Got to work even harder. The grind don't stop.
You know what I wanted to ask? What is two questions. What are the problems and what are the solutions?
To what?
This music shit, the entertainment, the stuff that's going on here.
Now you saying pertaining to this particular geographical location, like South Carolina?
There's not enough people here.
Nah.
And we talking about problems first, right?
Now, the way I see it, right, on a marketing perspective, you have the Carolinas. I don't, just say
North
South.
and South.
Yeah, so
That's how I always look at it.
if you group the Carolinas together, is enough
Yeah.
from all the major cities.
And we should support all each other. Like,
Yeah,
like
and-
I should know more. I should know more North Carolina underground artists.
Yeah,
than I do.
yeah.
You
And
see what I'm
they-
saying?
and
now
they
I
out
do.
there.
I ain't gonna lie. Now I do know Elevator J.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Elevator J is hard.
Yeah.
I'm kind of just gonna stick to when I say problems. I got to stick to South Carolina
Stick to
'cause
South
we're
Carolina.
not in North Carolina.
It's still
I've been in
as
North
a-
Carolina for a little while, so in Charlotte particularly, and
Mm-hmm.
and it's kind of the similar. It's the same. It's basically the same shit. You know
What
I'm
you
saying?
mean, as
far as like business wise? Now I would say that they've gotten better as dabbling with it, understanding how to register your music and
Mm-hmm.
do all the copyrights and trademarks. It's a business.
Okay,
You
but
can't just float around like in the trucking business, nigga. You want to run the trucks, nigga.
Right.
You got to get your paperwork in order.
In
You
order.
want us to do your restaurant, you got to get your paperwork in order. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Paying taxes, all that shit. You got to structure your fucking business.
But how are they far as pushing their artists that they know is tight, regardless of what kind of relationship they have with them? How are they versus that? Like, is they similar to Columbia in that aspect?
It's the same. It's the exact fucking same.
So they won't push them into their pop. That's pretty much what you're saying.
Who you saying push who? Who's pushing?
Like, basically, until you pop outside of Columbia, you ain't popping.
Yeah, you got to make a name for yourself
But I'm
outside
saying,
the city.
okay, but
right?
Charleston. Now let's go back to Charleston.
All right, Charleston. But them
Charleston
niggas-
pushed they artists.
Say like for instance, cause
Is
you
it
gonna
enough
buzz.
to make a living off
No,
of it?
yeah. Listen,
bro.
I'm gonna
listen
tell you
here.
straight
Twin
up.
D. Let me tell you this
I was
about
about to
Twin.
say Twin.
Let me tell you this about
That
Twin.
motherfucker travel.
Right, but let me
City
tell
to
you about
city.
Twin.
Uh-huh.
When I first met Twin, dog, Piezo did a ride for that down there. I think that's the first track we did. But Pacino Gino was in jail, bruh. When Pacino Gino got out of jail, like a year later or something like that, man, that man had his bread day from his album, all his shit in order, had a brand new car for Cadillac and everything for that man when he got.
See,
you-
look,
okay.
this is what you were saying. Look, hold on. This is
That's
what
how you know
saying.
Twin is
Look,
a real dude.
No, look, this is what AJ saying with the systems, right? You have to have somebody like that knows what they're doing.
How to register
You
the
have
music to
somebody
collect
like
your
that in
royalties.
place, and then you have all the other people in place doing their job. You don't need no fucking record label.
Listen.
No.
Listen. If when you make a fucking song, you register that song. You register the paperwork. Do your splits with the producer or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You register the fucking song title with the performance rights organization. You copyright shit and all of that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Then you start marketing and promoting and pushing all of that shit. Niggas who don't know the game, I'm not speaking on everybody now because like I said, a lot of niggas know the game now or these platforms, these digital distribution platforms like TuneCore and DistroKid and all of that shit. They set all of that shit up for you.
Right.
So all you got to do is worry about pushing and advertising the music. But before, them niggas didn't know how to set that shit up. So when you sitting there getting this spin on the radio and doing all this promo coming out of pocket, you not collecting no fucking royalty. So by the time a year go by, you're supposed to be getting a fucking check. Like these performance rights organization, they collect the money for the artists if you register your shit the right way.
Yeah,
I
so
say
check
at
this
least
out.
by 6 months. If
Yeah,
you're
but
doing
check this out.
something, at least by 6
69
months.
And this is
bucks.
why, but
Yeah.
listen, Doc, this is why I say Charleston dudes. Molly Mall, you remember him?
All that shit be set up.
All it be
They-
set
they-
up.
they be on the business.
Molly Mall, bro. People, believe it or not, he probably still getting paid off some of the songs that you ain't never
Man,
heard of.
bro. Listen,
Tell
it's a once you
Business
they
setup.
Yeah.
I know
System.
a few of the Charleston artists I was working with. They was more so just trying to get popping. You know what I'm saying? Outside of the city,
Yeah.
because once you establish that, you know. Them street, the street niggas had the power.
Yeah.
You feel me? So everybody knew who was who from this side, North Charleston, Mount
Yeah.
Pleasant, wherever, you know what
But
I'm
they
saying?
was doing shows in Bowman, Orangeburg. Like we was going to shows with
and
them.
They was popping.
Yeah.
And they had the bread to kind of to put behind that shit to work with the DJ network. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
like, but they had it though. They had it back then. You know what I'm saying? Even on that small circuit
For
level.
underground,
Yeah.
Charleston
they
probably
had
was the best circulation for underground.
So look,
Not
so
our town.
look. I done came up with a couple of solutions, right? Now, a few of them. One of them is it has to be unity, like in the sense of like you don't have to necessarily like somebody, but it has to be a system set up in place that things get funneled and pushed through. Now, Charleston is kind of a place that you look at that's home base that you could look at as an example of like they got the foundation of how you're supposed to have shit set up and the way you're supposed to conduct business. Cause nigga, we trying to make money. Like ain't nobody trying to run around here and look goofy and shit.
But that's what I'm saying. But that's when people go to pocket watching. Like it's kind of like reading the book, right? You read the cover of the book, but you don't read what's inside of it. That's what boys from Columbia was doing pretty much to me. You know what I mean?
And look, like I said, when I moved to Charlotte, it was the same situation. A lot of the artists that was popping, even on the radio, that was well known, they ain't had their paperwork set up, bro.
Oh, for real?
Straight the fuck up. I done left the era of Columbia, right? Back in like 2011, 12.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And moved to Charlotte. They was on the same shit.
Yeah, I
Like,
agree.
you know what I'm saying? And then I'm like, damn,
yeah.
I'm thinking they're more advanced. It's a
It was
bigger
the same
city.
shit.
It's like that everywhere. And then when I started traveling, going to New York, LA, Texas, you know what I'm saying? Like, even on the underground level, like startup level, them startup niggas don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So a lot of motherfuckers just don't know. There's a small group that do.
Right.
Understand? Like from my area, Charleston, right? A lot of them niggas already knew it, right? There's somebody who got them niggas in place that set that shit up.
Exactly.
You know, because there's a behind the scene person in every if you see something in the forefront that's popping, there's something behind the scene. There's somebody behind the scene that's making that shit run.
And it's
you just
supposed to
seen whoever on the stage that you thinking that's just them. Nah, like even with promoters, I was rocking with promoters and shit. There was like niggas behind the scene that niggas don't even know about.
Was you working with DJ Chuck T? You know, he was pretty straight down in Charlotte.
No.
I'm talking about in Charlotte.
No. Well, yeah, I network with Chuck T. Yeah, I fuck with Chuck T.
then Chuck T is pretty straight. I fuck with Chuck T.
Chuck is one of the niggas who know how to run the business.
Business.
He do.
I put my son in one of his classes. Me and my son took one of his classes.
What's his class he got?
He got a class.
Business, music business class.
Oh, that's what's up.
It's a class that teach you how to set your business up properly, like
Damn, that's what's up.
from trademarking, copywriting. He teach you about all of that shit.
Yeah,
it's
that's
called.
we got a whole business, and I guarantee you, we gonna be conducting this business in the next soon.
This the real
we got
deal.
everything in place.
As far as solution, right? We kind of said a little about the problem. That's a small aspect of the problem, but solution. It just need to be more education. That's all it is.
And
like,
it need to be applied.
and somebody like Chuck T, like just making awareness of his class. Like that, I took the class just to really see. Like I wanted my son, cause my son was fucking with the music. So I'm like, hey nigga, if you want to fuck with this music shit, you got to learn how this shit
and
go.
see, that's
Damn,
what
I'm
I'm
glad I
saying.
brought
Look,
this to you.
that's what I'm saying. Like, if we were to do what we were doing, one of the requirements for you coming in as an artist being developed, you have to go to Chuck T class.
Yeah.
So we gonna work something with Chuck T, and that's what we
and
gonna
look,
do.
and not even just the artists, the niggas who acting like the CEO.
Right.
Shit, I need to
All
go.
of those.
No, I need to go.
Yeah,
So-
the managers, like
Right,
you need to
all of us.
understand the business so you'll know what part you need to really play.
Training.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because before I bring on a client, like I got a bunch of clients that's kind of on hold because they don't got their shit together. I'm like, bro, I'm not working with your ass if you don't got your shit together. Like, why am I working?
Right.
But I don't want your little money, that little fucking little $1,000.
Yeah.
Keep that shit, because that ain't
Bro.
gonna elevate me nowhere. I can go
on
drive
any
a fucking
level-
load, nigga, and make
on
that.
any level, on any level of business, and then I'm gonna take us out. Jerm finna take us out of here. We finna get up out of here.
I got you.
The main thing to understand with anything is have your shit together, have your paperwork and stuff together if you talking about doing certain things. Now, like what Andrew Tate said, you want to be making money before you spend money. So you want to be thinking about all these things as you doing what you doing.
Yep.
Have your shit together.
This is another thing, and we about to exit this out. Do your job. Don't pocket watch. Don't allow brandies in your life. And don't be a finna nigga. Finna niggas is not good either.
Stay in your lane.
In your lane. You know what I'm saying?
We professional lane stayers right here.
Professional lane. Hold on. Professional lane stayers and not habitual line steppers. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing y'all boys be doing, habitual line stepping. Y'all step across the line and nobody ain't told y'all to get your ugly ass over there. Stay away from there. Now, we're going to be proper. Another dog podcast. We are out today.
What? Another what?
I got stuck on my throat. Let me clear it.
Yeah.
Another dumbass podcast.
Okay.
We are out today. Peace.
Yeah.